Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the President and Executive Director of the National Building Museum, Eileen Fuchs.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Woo! We having a good time? Did you all see the lookbook? Because you're looking good. Next year, I'm going to call out my top 5 picks, and you're going to come out on the stage. You're looking amazing. I'm Eileen Fuchs. I'm the President and Executive Director of the National Building Museum. I am so happy to welcome you here this evening to the 37th Annual National Building Museum Gala, honoring Marriott International. You really are looking fantastic, and it just feels fantastic to be standing up here on this stage celebrating the amazing achievements of this incredible institution. And what an incredible year it has been. I need to take a moment at the top of the program to mark and acknowledge an incredible milestone for the National Building Museum tonight for our annual gala. Tonight in this beautiful historic room, we have 162 sponsors, more than 1,100 guests, and together we have raised more than $1.5 million, making this the most successful gala in the entire museum's history. This is a huge moment for us. I have so much gratitude because of you, because of Marriott, because of our incredible board of trustees and our dedicated fundraising team. We have reached this milestone, and together we are making history, helping the museum reach new heights and connect with more people through our mission to inspire curiosity about the world we design and build. The funds raised tonight will support our exhibitions and education programs, welcoming visitors of all ages to tell stories about the built environment, its impact on our lives, on our communities, and on our future. It's so good. Thank you so, so much. And we're just getting started. We have many more exciting things to share with you this evening and a huge celebration, including a killer after party to get underway. But without further ado, please join me in welcoming to the stage our Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Tony Greenberg.
Thank you, Eileen. What a hard act to follow. You'd think I'd learned my lesson. This is the 3rd time I think we've done this, and it never gets easier. What a pleasure it is here to welcome you here tonight. This night is huge for the museum, and that's not lost on any of us. When I started my tenure as chair in 2020, we were closed. It was certainly not our best year on record. And so I'm so proud to see this packed great hall, to hear those incredible fundraising numbers. I mean, it's very clear we're back in business. We're back, baby. That was for Jim Davis. Having a record-breaking fundraiser, however, means there are way too many of you here tonight to read through the full list of supporters, an amazing problem to have. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees of the National Building Museum, please accept our genuine gratitude for each one of you. Thank you for coming out in force and for your very generous support. I have, however, been allowed a few special shout-outs. First, I want to thank our honoree tonight, Marriott International. It's a pleasure to welcome you all here, to have your senior leadership team, and it's amazing. Thank you for being an incredible partner, for believing in our team, in our work. It is because of you and your commitment to this institution that tonight is such a banner success. We are honored to pay tribute to you tonight and to welcome you to this prestigious circle of past honor award recipients. Thank you. This year we also have 7, count them 7, signature sponsors. In alphabetical order, they are Accenture. Thank you for being our innovative experience sponsor. American Express, thank you for being our program sponsor. Aramark, thank you for being our hospitality sponsor. CoStar, thank you for being our Ambassador Circle sponsor. PwC, thank you for being our Night at the Museum sponsor. And Seneca Group, thank you for being our cocktail reception sponsor. One more round of applause for all the signature sponsors, please. Thank you. Okay, this next part is really fun for me. I want to acknowledge the foreign dignitaries and elected officials we have in the room with us tonight. Thank you to all the DC Council members, Montgomery County Council members, Maryland delegates, and all the ambassadors from around the globe who are here tonight. And I'm gonna do this like, thank you. We're gonna do this like the opening ceremonies in Paris. The following countries are represented: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Canada, Costa Rica, Greece, Indonesia, Kenya, Liechtenstein, Maldives, Mexico, Philippines, Poland, Qatar, Rwanda, Thailand, and Turkey. I would also like to take a moment to thank the Board of Trustees. Can you all please stand? Stay standing for a second. I want to make sure we properly recognize your service and commitment to the museum. It's an honor to serve with you. Thank you all very much. All right. You may be seated. I would also like to call special attention and a couple of special shout outs to Jim Davis, our past chair, who dared me to say, "We're back, baby," and raise my hands in triumph. If you all know Jim, you know that he's the hardest act to follow. Camila Garcia, our current vice chair, here as well. And Matt Robinson, our development committee chair. I know so many of you personally heard from all three of them, so. Jim dared me to say the back baby thing, and Matt dared me to wear this jacket. It's a tremendous team effort to pull off such a successful event, not to fill a room this size. So thank you all again very much. Finally, to Eileen and her staff, this really is such a massive undertaking. It's such a beautiful evening. Thank you all for your tireless hours that made this night possible. We really appreciate all that hard work. Thank you so much. And now, please welcome Eileen back to the stage to take this event to the next level. Thank you very much.
Okay, where am I? Okay, so thank you, Tony. But I am not going to let Tony out of the spotlight that quickly. This is Tony's last gala with us as the chairman, and he's the person who's responsible for making me come here. So I want to make sure you know how much we appreciate you, Tony. Your vision and energy to see the museum through some very hard times. Like all cultural institutions, the museum's doors were shuttered because of COVID, and you had to figure out how to get the museum back on its feet. You convinced me to take the role, and I am so glad that you did, and here we are now, better than ever. In your tenure, not only did we reopen our doors, but we opened 13 exhibitions, 9 installations, and have welcomed near 500,000 visitors. Our partnership has been powerful for the institution and for me personally. Your leadership leaves a lasting legacy for the museum, Tony. It is with deep gratitude that we all thank you. Okay, I also want to recognize DC, the chairman of the DC Council, Phil Mendelson, is also in the room with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Mendelson. Thank you. Okay, and I am now so pleased to introduce Ambassador Esteban Moctezuma, the Ambassador of Mexico to the United States, and this year's chair of our Ambassador Circle. It is such a pleasure to be able to bring back our Ambassador Circle, and no honoree is more fitting than Marriott International, given their massive global presence. And also fitting, Marriott opened its first international property in Mexico in 1969. So please join me in welcoming to the stage His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Moctezuma.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. You look so nice with your summer chic fashion. I thank so much Marriott and Anthony Capuano inviting me to share this important event and to greet President Eileen Fuchs and Tony Greenberg, Chair of the Board of Trustees of the National Building Museum. Thank you very much. This National Building Museum offers a unique journey through the history and innovation of the built environment. And if we are going to talk about journeys, in particular about those that began in 1969, such as NASA's Apollo 11 moon landing, also the year when the Concorde made its first flight, the first ATM was installed in New York, and the first microprocessor was developed. All these events had one common mindset: our future. We all in this room are sure that Marriott also had the future in mind when the company started its amazing international journey precisely in 1969 by opening Marriott's first international property in Acapulco. The journey that began 55 years ago today encompasses 280 hotels in Mexico across 24 brands, making it the company's third largest market globally by numbers of hotels, including its most recent addition to the stunning Rivera Maya edition at Canay in Cancun last February. Congratulations. And I just learned from Gaston Gonzalez that the Mexico City Regional Office has almost 300 employees, and 60% of them are women. And following that path, we just elected last Sunday the first woman president in Mexico. This amazing journey is still far away from its end. Looking ahead still, more than 60 projects, signed hotel deals are set to further expand Marriott's footprint in Mexico. Marriott is joined by nearly 22,000 associates who proudly wear the Marriott name badge, building a legacy of hospitality, innovation, and community engagement in one of the most dynamic markets for the tourism industry. Anthony won't let me lie about the great quality of the service in Mexico, but even more memorable, the warmth of our people. As the sixth top destination for tourism in the world, Mexico offers experiences that enchant visitors from across the globe. Just in 2023, we welcomed more than 42 million tourists. As prominent figures within the global tourism and business sectors, I extend a heartfelt invitation to keep exploring the countless opportunities awaiting you in Mexico, whether you represent hospitality, travel agencies, or investment firms. We extend our arms wide open, promising a journey filled with endless possibilities. With a bilateral trade between Mexico and the US of almost 800 billion between our two nations, Mexico now is the US main trading partner. We just surpassed China and second largest buyer of US goods in the world. One more time, I would want to highlight the great contribution that Marriott makes to the Mexican tourism industry by delivering unparalleled guest experiences, fostering growth, and making a positive impact. Thank you for your continued support and for being a part of this remarkable journey. Thank you very much, and enjoy dinner.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. We're so happy to have you be part of tonight's celebration, and thank you to CoStar for being our Ambassador Circle sponsor. It is now time for dinner service and a little more mingling before we kick off things to turn our attention to tonight's honoree. After dinner, please take a moment to look at your menu. Thanks to the generous support of our hospitality sponsor, Aramark, you will see a QR code that takes you directly to our digital program. Please take the time to look at it. All of your tribute ads are in there, and if you're having trouble with your cell service in here, please log on to our Wi-Fi brought to you by Accenture. Enjoy your dinner. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage the President and Executive Director of the National Building Museum, Eileen Fuchs.
Hello. Good evening. I'm back. Let's do this. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed your beautiful meal. I heard it was delicious. I had no bites. I'm so excited to be back here to kick off our second portion of the evening. Tonight, as you know, we are gathered here for two reasons: to celebrate and support the National Building Museum, of course, and to recognize our very special honoree, Marriott International. I would like to take a moment to talk a little bit more about the museum, who we are, what we are building together. So please join me as we debut a new little video about the museum. I am extremely proud to lead such a special institution. The National Building Museum is chartered by an act of Congress to be our nation's museum for the building trades, to tell a national story about the world we design and build, at a time when the opportunity and the responsibility to design and build a better world is great. Our museum serves as a beacon for exploration and meaningful dialogue about the significance of the built environment in our lives. We educate, we engage, we empower, we inspire. This is what museums do, and this is why museums matter. Museums play a critical role in our society, enriching all our lives, helping us better understand our past, providing invaluable learning experiences that stimulate curiosity, promoting an appreciation for creativity and cultural diversity. We offer space for reflection and contemplation, a moment to engage with the wonder and the beauty of our world. And we have an increasingly important role to play in revitalizing our cities and neighborhoods, contributing to regional economies through destination making, tourism attraction, job creation, and partnering with local businesses. Locally, the National Building Museum is working with our excellent cultural, civic, and business partners to contribute to the transformation of downtown DC, while we are also telling that American downtown story on a national level through our Future Cities initiative. Through our work, We challenge visitors to advocate for and come together to build a more sustainable and equitable future that reflects our own commitment to promoting responsible and inclusive practices. The National Building Museum is unlike any other. I'll pause. And for a museum as unique as ours, it's extremely fitting we also have an annual gala unlike any other. In 1986, the National Building Museum created the Annual Honor Award to recognize those who have made transformational contributions to our nation's built environment. Please turn your attention to the screen for a short video about the Honor Award's storied history.
In 1986, the National Building Museum bestowed the first honor award on J. Irwin Miller. An industrialist, civil rights leader, and patron of modern architecture, he believed in the power of buildings to transform his hometown. 3 years later, the museum honored Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan, a fierce advocate for the importance of good design of our civic spaces, and one of the founders of the museum. For its first few awardees, the fledgling museum had established a precedent that continues to this day of honoring the people and institutions that have defined our culture, developed our communities, and crafted our built environment. Major League Baseball and the National Football League were honored for their investments in America's downtowns. Over the past 4 decades, our awardees have come from every sector of the building arts and sciences. We honored the U.S. Green Building Council, a nonprofit that has accelerated the adoption of sustainable building technology. As our collective appreciation of the power of the built environment to address society's most urgent needs has progressed, the diversity of our awardees has expanded along with it. Along with CoStar and Davis Construction, we also honored the work of Casey Trees, a community-based nonprofit that has almost single-handedly maintained our capital region's tree canopy. In 2021, we paid tribute to Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill for leading the building industry's response to the climate crisis. And most recently, we honored Kohler for inspiring us all to live our best lives while pushing the boundaries of design. In 2024, we recognize Marriott International for transforming communities across the globe, making them more vibrant places to live, work, and visit. Founded in 1927 in Washington, D.C., Marriott has been shaping landscapes in America and globally for nearly a century, and is now the world's largest hospitality company, connecting countless people through the power of travel.
Tonight, as you just heard, Marriott is joining a prestigious list of previous Honor Award recipients, many of whom are with us tonight: Arup, Brookfield, Clark Construction, CoStar Group, Davis Construction, Kohler, SOM, Studios, Turner Construction, and the U.S. Green Buildings Council. We're so proud to have you all here this evening as we welcome our 37th recipient into this illustrious circle of Honor Award winners. We truly could not be more excited to shine a spotlight on Marriott, so please turn your attention to the screen for a final video about this year's very deserving honoree.
In 1927, in a small storefront at 3128 14th Street Northwest, J.W. and Alice S. Marriott began selling mugs of root beer for a nickel. Nearly 100 years later, Marriott has grown light years beyond that simple storefront to become iconic, classic, innovative, the worldwide leader in hospitality. And all of this is by design. Together with our owners and brilliant and accomplished partners around the world, we have designed our legacy and are designing our future. From the California Spirit-inspired Moxie and AC Hotel downtown Los Angeles, to the soaring lobby of the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, to the timeless gem that is the St. Regis, New York, to nearly 8,900 properties in 141 countries and territories. For Marriott, design is creating new and unforgettable experiences for our guests. For the places we do business, it's about building destinations and communities where people work, play, celebrate, and create their future. Marriott International has been shaping landscapes for almost a century. Imagine what will take shape in the next 100 years.
Marriott's commitment to excellence and community engagement aligns perfectly with the museum's vision for the future. Their contributions exemplify the power of design and construction to empower communities, spark innovation, promote sustainability, and inspire wonder through the experience of travel. It is now with great pleasure that I invite Anthony Capuano, President and CEO of Marriott International, to the stage to accept this year's honor award on behalf of Marriott.
Well, good evening. What a great looking group. I did get a little nervous on that video. I don't think there's a black tie in here, so they must have evolved the dress code a little bit. Eileen, thank you so much for your kind words and for this extraordinary honor. On behalf of Marriott International and its hundreds of thousands of associates around the world, we are humbled to get this recognition. In addition to thanking Eileen and Tony Greenberg and the rest of the team here, I want to thank everyone involved with the National Building Museum for their tireless efforts. This is truly a national treasure. Let me also thank the ambassador from Mexico and all of the foreign dignitaries that have joined us this evening. Your commitment and your support is extraordinarily valuable. We're also fortunate to have many members of the DC Council, including Council Chair Phil Mendelson, here tonight, as well as many, many Maryland elected officials as well. We're so grateful for your support as a Maryland company for decades. When the National Building Museum first reached out to us to tell us of this amazing honor, we were deeply touched. Even more gratifying has been watching so many of our partners here in the room tonight not only support Marriott International, but support the critically important work of the National Building Museum. So I'd like you to all put your hands together and thank all of our supporters this evening. Marriott's partners have generated over $500,000 of support for the important work that's done here every year at the National Building Museum. This generosity underscores your commitment to the work that the National Building Museum does around the world. One of our company founders, J. Willard Marriott, was a sheep herder in Utah. And at age 15, he took thousands of sheep to sell in San Francisco. While he was there, he visited the 1915 World's Fair, the Panama Pacific International Exhibition. And he was a bit of a pack rat, and we are fortunate at Marriott. We have many of his handwritten journals. And we have the journal from that trip, and he wrote in the journal that day, "It filled my head with dreams of travel and achievement and shining cities, world makers and world shakers." These dreams were fulfilled by J. Willard Marriott and his wife Alice as they took, as you saw in the video, a 9-seat root beer stand, and grew it into the world's largest hospitality company. Today, we have nearly 9,000 hotels in 141 countries and growing. It's an absolute privilege to receive this award this evening, and for all of the Marriott colleagues here in the room, it's a privilege for us to work for such an extraordinary company. For many years before I was named CEO of the company, I ran our global development and global design function, and I do want to go off script for a minute and recognize our leaders from the global design department, who are right here next to me. In so many ways, this award is for you. The idea of building or converting a space into something that lasts, something that's functional and beautiful, it's a big part of what excites me and excites the global Marriott team about the hospitality industry. Wonderful things happen within the doors and the walls of our hotels. Bill Marriott said to me once, "The great thing about our industry is if we do our job well, we're woven into the fabric of people's lives. The most important moments of their lives happen in our hotels. Birthday parties, family reunions, job interviews, celebrations, weddings, bar mitzvahs, you name it. It happens in our hotels, and we're proud and honored to be a part of those memories in all of your lives." They also come to work, to meet, to connect, and perhaps something we can all identify with, they come to get a break. They come to get a little rest, a warm, genuine greeting, and warm, genuine care, which is what Marriott associates have offered for nearly a century. In the video, we saw some of the more iconic hotels. These are buildings that have been standing through world wars, economic downturns, and they've been a refuge. They've been a refuge from storms, and they've served as economic anchors in their communities. When you look beyond the design, you look beyond the steel, the concrete, the glass, you really get to the core of who Marriott is as a company, and that's the people. When our founders created the company 97 years ago, they built it on the foundation of a simple but powerful principle of putting people first. The people who put on a Marriott name badge each and every day breathe life into these beautiful buildings, and they breathe life into the experiences we're proud to offer you when you stay with us. At Marriott, we talk a lot about design. We're proud of the stamp we've put on the landscapes of the communities where we do business around the world, and we are deeply honored for this recognition from the National Building Museum. We're even prouder of the impact we have on the lives of millions of people who've been proud to wear the Marriott name badge or who've walked through the doors of our hotels and resorts. At the end of the day, again, Bill Marriott says it best. It's all about opportunity. A good job, a welcoming environment, the ability to learn and grow, and the chance to make a difference in the communities where we do business. Tonight, I am honored to accept this award on behalf of the Marriott family, the hundreds of thousands of proud Marriott associates around the world, and my colleagues here in the room tonight. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Marriott. What an inspiring evening, and what an incredible legacy and exciting future to celebrate. Please join me in one final round of applause for Marriott International. Okay, and now as we reach the end of a program, I need you just to indulge me for one more moment of gratitude. I want to thank the incredible staff of the National Building Museum. Please wave, stand, something. Know that they are all in this room. The full hands-on deck of this experience is incredible. Their work ethic is incredible. Their passion for the mission is incredible. I am so incredibly honored to work with you. Thank you so, so much. And I also want to thank the Marriott staff who tirelessly and seamlessly worked with our team to make such an amazing celebration happen. Thank you so, so much. And I also want to call attention to some very exciting things. Those beautiful travel books on your table, thanks to Marriott and Asseline, who published the books, those are yours to keep, okay? So they will be stacked by the doors to grab when you leave. Let's not have like a mad rush. Let's all calm down. They are beautiful. I also want to invite you to explore all of our exhibitions. Nothing is making me happier than watching you all experience us as the beautiful museum that we are and using your passports to see everything. Thank you so much. And remember, your passports get you enrolled in a raffle of amazing things donated by Marriott. Also, don't forget, our shop is open till 11. Everyone gets a discount tonight. Shop till you drop. And then finally, without further ado, the Marriott Bonvoy sponsored after party begins now. Back to the West Court, second floor. There's bars everywhere. Thank you so much. Good night. And Building Museum trustees on this stage for a picture.